Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Lee Sharon, and this is the berry patch here at Old Tavern Farm. It's almost the last day of March, and we've had a cold front push through, so it's cold and windy, as you can tell. It is early spring, and it's time to propagate elderberry. 3 years ago, I bought these two elderberry plants from Burgess Plant Company. I wanted to have my own source of elderberry. It's great medicine. It's a beautiful plant. And so this is a 3-year-old plant. And last year, when it was a 2-year-old plant, I did my first propagation of it, and it worked brilliantly. So I'm going to do that again this year, and early spring right now is the time to do it. You can see, I'll show you up close in here in just a minute, that the elderberry is starting to sprout. It's time for it to start growing, and we've had a really early spring this year, and it's wonderful. I'm hoping to see my hayfield start greening up, and we get a nice early cut of hay in June. So my plan is to propagate these elderberry plants and put them in the verges between the forest and the hayfields along in here. And plus, it's a really pretty plant, and it's useful and attractive. And the other thing is, it will grow in the presence of juglone, which is the chemical compound that my black walnut trees put out in the ground. So there's many plants that cannot grow with walnut trees, but elderberry is not one of them. So I'm going to take advantage of that space over there to cultivate elderberries. So if you will come along, I will show you. I'm going to chop down. I'm not going to cut both trees. I could probably prune them back. You cut it all the way to the ground in early spring. I could probably cut the whole thing back, but I'm going to do an experiment and leave one fully grown current, not prune it, and then I'm going to prune this one right here. This one has some really good branches, and it's only got three stalks. So here's the other one right here. So this plant I'm going to prune. This one I'm going to leave unpruned, and then I'm going to show you right behind you where I have last year's propagation. It just couldn't be easier, and it gives you just countless amounts of elderberry plants. So come on down here to the ground, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, so these are the 3 stems I'm going to prune, and I'm going to take my pruners and I'm going to prune right down to the base of the plant. So I'm going to try to get the camera to stop blowing around in the wind. Maybe I can see better without and I'm just gonna, I could not find my loppers. Loppers would be the best tool for this job. Okay. So I have pruned this elderberry stalk right down to the base of the plant. And if you can see, part of the idea of this plant is that it's got a branch set here and directly on the other side. So I'll bring it up a little bit. You can see leaf. So that's how elderberry plants grow. All right, so I'm gonna, in order to kind of get out of the wind and stop the camera blowing around, I'm gonna prune this plant, and then I'm gonna take you into the garage and show you how to get your plant started. Okay, so the first thing I do is I cut the tops off. This part right here. I grabbed the wrong pair of shears. Let me get my correct ones. All right. So I'm just going to nip those off. I'll probably stick those in the water too, just so there's no waste. Actually, I think I'm just going to nip that off right there. Okay, so I've got one branch here. This potting table out here in the garage is so covered with stuff, and that's how things get on any place that's actually doing things. Things get messy, and that's okay. It's just how it goes. So the branches are falling off the table, so just nip those off. Okay. All right, so now I have 3 good canes of elderberry right here. And you can see that this is where the 2 branches meet. This is how it grows, as I said, out in the field. It usually goes this way at one point, and then the next one down goes the other way, and it goes on down like that. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna, it does not matter how you cut it. You can cut it at an angle, you can cut it straight across, it doesn't matter. What you're trying to do though is you're just cutting right above each set of these leaf starts right here. So you got about 1 inch up here, and then a leaf start, and then you've got a length. It's about 5 or 6 inches long. Okay, so that's what we need right there, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut these 3 stalks into all these little shapes, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with them from there. Okay, so here I have 20 potential new elderberry trees, and all I'm going to do is take them in the house, and I'm going to divide them in maybe 2 or 3 bundles, and I'm simply going to put them in pint mason jars filled with water and set them into a sunny window and watch them grow. So that's all it takes to propagate your own elderberry trees and be self-sufficient in elderberries, and just basically some really pretty shrubs to put around your house or in your hedgerows or in the verges of your forests and hayfields like I'm going to do with mine. So I want to thank you so much for coming to visit me. Get out there and enjoy this beautiful early spring. I'm on my way out to go and do afternoon chores and then get ready for dinner and all those things we do. I've got a sink full of eggs too to finish washing and package up and store. And so you guys go out and enjoy your world in this beautiful early spring or early summer, wherever you are in the world. And thank you so much for visiting. Big hugs. Hug. Until next time. Bye-bye. So this, 3 years ago, I am so sorry. Facing the wrong direction. Now I'm going to show you behind me, right here, is a big weedy mess. Ugh, you think I'd never made a video before. Honest to God, if the wind could just stop blowing for